Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Esther and this is Q-Est Fashion Hub. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to make this beautiful blouse. So guys, if this is your first time of stopping by, you're welcome to this channel. Kindly hit the subscribe button, it is free of charge. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back to watch my video. You are the best. So guys, let's move to the tutorial. So I'm going to be using this scuba fabric for this beautiful blouse that I'm making. So the first thing I'm going to do is to fold my fabric using the biggest measurement to fold. So I'm using the bust measurement to fold my fabric. Sorry about my voice. I'm actually recording this video in the middle of the night, so sorry about my voice. So right here, I'm going to be taking my half length measurement, and my half length is 16 inches. So because the fabric is very stretchy, I'm not going to be adding any seam allowance to it, like any joining allowance at the shoulder and at the waistline. So I'm just going to be taking 16 inches directly. On the normal day, we are supposed to be adding 1 inch to it, half for the joining on the shoulder, and we'll be using half inches to join it to the peplum. But right now, for this material, I'm not going to be adding any allowance to it because the fabric is very stretchy. So I'm just going to be marking my 16 inches like this. I'll mark 16 inches. And I'm going to be connecting my lines into a straight line. This is 16, using my ruler, or you can use your free hand. So this is the 16 inches right here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 14. I'm supposed to be adding half an inch to it to make it 7.5. 14 divided by 2 is 7, plus half an inch, that's 7.5. But I'm not going to be adding allowance to it because it's a stretchy fabric. So I'm just going to be marking my 7 inches here like this. 7 inch. So for my neckline, I'm going to be using 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches for my neckline. Then the depth for the front neckline, I'm going to be using 4 inches. 4 inches. While for the back, I'm going to be using 2 inches. 2 inches. So this is me just marking my 2 inches for the back. I'm cutting both the front and the back together. When I'm done, I'll just place it on another fabric and cut out the back panel. So right here, this is 2 inches for the depth of the back and 4 inches for the depth of the front. That is 3.5 by 4 inches. So I'm coming to my shoulder and I'm taking 1 inch for my shoulder slope. 1 inches for my shoulder slope. So I'm just going to take my ruler and connect my shoulder slope all the way like this. So connecting my shoulder slope like this. Hope you can see what I'm doing. So the next thing I'm going to do is to coming down by 7 inches for the armhole. So I'm just going to come here like this and mark the 7 inches and mark at the shoulder. The essence of marking this is just to connect the armhole. So this blouse is a dartless blouse. It's not going to be having dart. So I'll look for the midpoint of the 7 inches, which is 3.5 inches. I'm just going to be using my French curve to connect it like this. So this is me connecting it. This is the back armhole. So for the front armhole, I'm just going to be coming in by half an inch. So if you have been following my tutorial, you should understand what I'm doing at this point. So I'm just going to be connecting. So this is the front armhole that I'm connecting right now. So this is it. Now moving to the bust line, I'm going to be, my bust is 37. So 37 divided by 4 is 9.25. So I'm just going to be adding just 1 inch allowance, seam allowance to it. That's 10.25 altogether. So this is my 10.25 here. I'll come to my waistline. My waist is 31 inches. So 31 divided by 4 is 7.75. So plus 1 inch for seam allowance, that's 8.75. So this is it. I'm just going to mark 8.75 here. All the way. 8.75. I'll mark it like this. I'm just going to be using my ruler to connect my lines together like this. So now I'm going to be curving my neckline. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. My neckline, back neckline. This is the back neckline, and this is the front neckline. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out this pattern, then place it on another fabric and cut out the back pattern. The difference between the front and the back is 1 inch zipper allowance, and the armhole, the front armhole is deeper than that of the back. So that's the difference. I'm going to cut this out, place it on another fabric, then I'll cut out the back. I'll come and show you the next thing to do. So friends, moving to the cutting of the sleeve. Right here I have my sleeve length. I'm working with the sleeve length of 18 inches, but I'm adding 2 inches to it. So I'm going to be hemming the bottom, and I'm going to be joining the sleeve to the bodies. So, and I folded 12.5 inches for the wideness of the sleeve. If you look at the thumbnail closely, you know that the sleeve is not a fitted sleeve. So this is 12.5, including seam allowance. So right here, I come here and I'm going to be marking 8 inches. That is, you remember for the shoulder I marked I marked 7 inches. So I'm adding 1 inch seam allowance to it. That's 8 inches. Right here, this is 8 inches here. So I'm looking for the midpoint of 8, which is 4. This is 4 inches. 4 inches. So I'm just going to come down by 3.5 inches like this. By 3.5 inches. So I'm coming to connect. I'm cutting both sleeves together. So I'm going to connect my lines like this. Like this. All the way to this. So to this 8 inches. So from this 8 inches, I'm just going to mark like a line like this downward to meet this 12.5 inches. Hope you can see what I just did like this. And I'm going to cut it out. This is the sleeve for both front and back. So I'm going to cut it and I'll come back and show you the next thing to do. So friends, I'm done cutting on my fabric. This is the front piece. I cut the facing for it. This is the facing. These are the two sleeves. This is the back. I cut my facing. The length of the blouse I'm working with is 24 inches. So this is the lower part that I'm going to be gathering as a flare. So the length I needed is 8 inches, but I added 1.5 inch. I'm going to be joining in with the upper part with half an inch. Then I'm going to be hemming with 1 inch. So that is it. For the belt, I'm working with the length. I double my waist times 3. That's the length I'm working with for the belt. Then the breadth is 2 inches, so I cut out 5 inches including seam allowance. By the time we fold it, it's going to be This is 5 inches. It's going to be 2 inches by the time we are done joining. So guys, this lower part, I multiply my waist by 4. So friends, moving to the sewing of the blouse. So this is the front piece and this is the facing. If you don't know what facing is the shorter version of the fabric. So this is the right side facing each other. I'm going to go ahead and turn the neckline with the facing for both front and back. So by the time I'm done turning the neckline, I'm going to go ahead and join the shoulders. By the time I'm done joining the shoulders, I'll come and show you the next thing I'm going to do. So friends, I've gone ahead to turn the neckline with the facing. This is it. When I was done turning, I notched the neckline and I flip it to the facing area and I top stitch. After that, I join the shoulders like I said. So the next thing I'm going to do is to grab my sleeves. These are my 2 sleeves. I'm going to be grabbing my sleeve. I'm going to be hemming the bottom of the sleeve by, I'll fold half an inch and I'll fold another half an inch. That's 1 inch. I'm going to be hemming it all the way to the side. Do the same thing to the other one. By the time I'm done hemming, I'm going to grab my sleeve and place it on the shoulder and attach my sleeve all the way to the side and do the same thing to the other side. By the time I'm done attaching the sleeve, I'm going to be closing the side seam with the allowance I left. So by the time I'm done closing the side seam, I'll come back and show you the next thing I'm going to do. So friends, I've gone ahead to join my sleeve to my bodice. This is the hemming I was talking about. I've closed the side seam. This is the side seam. I've closed it like this. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be setting this aside. I'm going to be working on the flare, which is the gathers I'm going to be making for the peplum at the bottom. So this is the 2-piece. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is to join both pieces together like this. By the time I'm done joining them right side facing each other, I'm going to be running a gather stitch, the loosest stitch on my machine here. So I'm going to be pulling this together, gathering this one together. So this is the belt. I'll be joining the belt together. This is it, right side face. You know, I cut out 2 pieces because my fabric was not that enough, so I had to cut it in 2 pieces. So this is it. So this part, what I'm going to do here is to fold it into 2 like this. I don't want the edge of my belt to just be plain like this, so I'll just I'll just go ahead and give it a shape at this part like this. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Like this. So this is it. So I'm going to be joining this part, both of it together. By the time I'm done joining it together, I will now let me secure it to my pin so you can see what I'm explaining. So by the time I'm done joining it like this together, so I'm just going to be folding it into 2 like this. Now I'll be stitching it all the way to the end. Do the same to this side. I'll be leaving 2 inches opening that I'll use to turn it inside out. So I'll go and do all of this and come back and show you the next thing to do. So friends, I've gone ahead to stitch it like this. So this is the opening. I'm just going to be turning it inside out from this part, and I'm going to be giving it a good press. And this is the gathers I'm talking about. I've gathered it to the desired length that I needed. So friends, if you want me to do a detailed tutorial on how to gather your fabric like this, you can drop a comment for me on the comment section. I'll be so glad to do that. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to attach this part, these gathers, to the upper part of the fabric. So I'm going to be pinning like this, right side facing right side. I will attach it. Then I'm going to be attaching my zipper. Then I'll come back and show you the final look of this beautiful blouse. So friends, this is the final look of our blouse. I've gone ahead to attach the gathers at the bottom. This is it, and this is the belt. These are the sleeves, and this is the the zipper at the back is looking so neat and beautiful. So friends, if this tutorial has been helpful to you, if you have learned something from this tutorial, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. It's totally free, so you get notified whenever I upload new videos. My name is Esther and this is Q-Est Fashion. Go ahead and try this out. Thank you for watching. Don't stop learning, keep learning. Bye bye.